Christmas greetings of Howard Phillips Lovecraft to Samuel Loveman. At ease behind thy lofty casement, charmed magic opening on the foam, a perilous seas wherein have placement the fiery spire and island dome. Accept these maunderings dull and charmless, such as old men in dotage whine, assured that they at least are harmless, pat to the season and benign. A Bromalian wish to Maurice W. Moe. From the damnable shadows of madness, from the corpse-rotten hollow of wire, comes a horrible message of gladness, and a ghost-guided poem of cheer, and a gloom-spouting pupil of Poe sends the pleasantest wish of the year. May the ghouls in the neighboring regions and the cursed necrophagios things lay aside their dark habits and legions, for the bliss that Ramalia brings, and may druids innumerable bless thee, as they dance on the moor's fairy rings. So Galba may pleasures attend thee through all the bright glorious days. May the world and the mighty commend thee, and the cosmos resound with thy praise. And may all future ages be brilliant with the light of thine intellect's rays. Edward John Ambrose Bierce Theobald. To Eugene B. Kuntz et al. May good Saint Nick, like as a bird of night, bring thee rich blessings in his annual flight. Long by the chimney rest his ponderous pack, and leave with lessened weight upon his back. To MPK, since the heathen creeds a Christmas wish prevent, a card Bromalian speaks my good intent. For know ye that the season held its cheer long ere it grew to saints and Christmas dear. M. Lollius Paganus. To an unknown. In wishing Christmas joys for you, I don't know where to stop, that's true, but sure to stop were useless pains, since not a bound my wish restrains. To Sarah Susan Lovecraft. May these dull verses for thy Christmas tide an added ray of cheerfulness provide, for though in art they take an humble place, their message is not measured by their grace. As on this day of cold the turning sun hath in the sky his northward course begun, so may the season's trials hold for thee the latent fount of bright futurity. Your off-son and up-servant, HBL. To Anna Tillery Renshaw. Madam, accept a halting lay, that fain would cheer thy Christmas day, but fancy not the bard's goodwill is as uncertain as his quill. From the Copy Reviser. To an unknown. The cottage hearth beams warm and bright, the candles gaily glow, the stars emit a kindly light above the drifted snow. Down from the sky a magic steals to glad the passing year, and belfries sing with joyous peals, for Christmastide is here. To Lillian D. Clark. Tribute like charity begins at home, nor will this first-writ message farther roam. In vain the westward postman bears his pack, for each overflowing Christmas wish comes back. Another to an unknown. Well, it would have been known to who it was to, but illustrious monarch, in whose lofty mind the scholar and executive are joined. See round the throne thy docile subjects kneel to speak this wish that all united feel. May each bright moment of thy holidays glow with the warmth of joy's unhindered blaze. James F. Morton, Samuel Loveman, and Annie E.P. Gamwell. As Saturnalian garlands wreathe the pillars of each pagan door, let one unaltered Roman breathe his annual Yuletide wish once more. To C.W. Smith. As now the Yuletide hour appears, and firesides beam with festive cheer, may no blessed hearth at evening shine try out with warmer glow than thine. To Albert A. Sandusky. Hot dog, old cellmate, may the day be Grease funeral for one rough baby. Fly over the gas Yule's twin red banners, and sentinel fill them with bananas. To W. Paul Cook. O'er frosty meads my humble couplets roll, to greet in song the world's most generous soul. This liberal day from thee was sure designed, since 'tis no plain a pattern of thy mind. To Charles A. Parker. There was an old geezer named Theobald, who'd rather have dropped in than scribbled, but his roll ebbed too low, for 'twas an outbound flow, whilst inbound the jack only dribbled. To Frank Belknap Long. Whilst you invade with prattling joy the chrome blue swamp on aeroscopic and, like the multivalent boy, divagate some bidextrous topic, whilst, as I say, you thus amuse a modern mind with Eliot leanings, pray laugh, not if your grandpa choose a simpler rhyme and one with message. We old folks know, of course, the world is but a chaos, frail and vicious, a very rubbish vortex hurled in shapes delusive and capricious. But split me, child, if we can mend our stale empiric imperfection, or keep from making outlines blend the way they do before dissection, and so tonight with pen in hand to wish the blessings of the season. I'm cursed if I can well command the mode and analytic reason. I can take Santa Claus apart in shreds degenerate with strabismus. So, child, I'll quit the quest of art and wish an old man's Merry Christmas. To Reinhard Kleiner and Jonathan E. Hoag. Once more, Boeotia in Presumption scrawls a flattering message to onion hulls, and hopes the bard in retrospect vain may live the old remembered days again. And to Reinhard Kleiner. St. John accept midwinter's blast, a pictured memory of the past. July his image sends to cheer your Christmas and your coming year. To Jonathan E. Hoag, as garlands on each happy door proclaim the Christmas feast once more, let Theobald send his deep regret. To Scriba, muse befriended bard, may the new year auspicious hold, fresh honors added to the old, and may there beam through fortune's art an Avalon within thy heart. To an unknown. In these dull lines regards I give, conserver from conservative, but conservation does not fill my mind when dealing out goodwill. To C.W. Smith. May nymphs and graces ever bless thy home and keep thy pathways bright, cheering each day with happiness and sending joyous dreams each night. May tryout flourish as of yore, and Thomas free from snares remain, and long by thy congenial door may pleasure pause with all her train. To an unknown. In these dull lines Regards I give, from conservative, but conservation does not fill my mind when dealing out goodwill. Wait, didn't I just share that? 25. To Arthur, good enough. Bright. To Tyrus of the mountains green, who sweetly pipes in beechen shades, like Christmas fine, thy blessed Demesne, the haunt of all the Aonian maids. From frozen steeps in song proclaim the sleeping Pan, and let them ring with Flora's and Apollo's name, prophetic of the verdant spring. To Philip B. MacDonald. Plotinus, though thy mystic mind soars high o'er the atomic world, scorn not the wishes bright and kind at thee by T. Lucretius hurled. To John Milton Samples. May Yuletide lend its genial ray to ease the burdens of the way, and with its power at last restore the clarion's peal to Georgia's shore. To Mary Fay Durr. Behold a wretch with scanty credit, an editor who does not edit. But if thou seekest a knave to hiss, change cars, he lives in Elroy Wis. To W. Paul Cook. That Yuletide came from Saturn's annual feast is claimed by every pompous sciolist. The generous attitude, they say, is drawn from liberal Roman virtues past and gone, what wrought to fool each shallow-pated ass. For Christmas was set up in Athol, Mass. To Lillian McMullen and John E. Hoag. To poetry's home the bard would fain convey the brightest wishes of a festival day, yet fears they seem so lowly is the giver. Coals to Newcastle, water to the river. To L. Evelyn Shump. May Yuletide bless the town of snow, where Mormons lead their tangled lives, and may the light of promise glow on each grave sit and all his wives. To Lillian D. Clark. My trifling lines, in wit too feebly dumb, arrive anon exactly whence they come, but though their circling bounds be monstrous small, they hold good wishes with no bounds at all. To Reinhard Kleiner, Ellis M. Henlett, and Eugene B. Kuntz. In Yuletide verse I'd fain convey thoughts from a bard of yesterday, yet deem no wish that I repeat, like my dull rhyming obsolete. To Annie E.P. Gamwell. To Alfred Galpin, Murta, Alice Little, Winifred Jackson, and Verna McGeoch. Though Christmas to the stupid pious throng, these are the hours of Saturn's pagan song, when in the greens that hang on every door, we see the spring that lies so before. To a cat, as once Hortensia, mythical and bright, a sparkish coal the couplets could incite. So thou, Sir Tat, with less fictitious grace, inspirest a lover of thy furry race. To Lillian D. Clark and C.W. Smith. As Saturnalian days draw near to mark the climax of the year, the green-draped temples glimmer bright with waxen tapers' sacred light, as Phoebus draws his heavenly reign and turns his coursers north again. I trust that you may richly share in every boon the entities called gods prepare. The Obaldian hibernation. Edith Minotaur. See in his cell the lonely hermit sit, whilst the gay world its festival is keeping. Fantastic figures in his vision flit, forgotten dust through many an ion sleeping. But lo, he stirs, and on a Lydian breeze wafts his grave message down the centuries. To Annie E.P. Gamwell. This deathless epic hath not far to go, and its round trip is mostly made for show, yet it conveys goodwill no less sincere for Saturnalia and the coming year. To Winifred Virginia Jackson. Inferior worth here hails with limping song the new crowned monarch of Ania's throng, and sends in couplets weak and paralytic the Yuletide greeting of crusty critic to Dr. In these dull lines, deserving of no praise, old age to infancy a tribute pays, and hopes that time to you may kindly give unfading youth but boundless years to live. To Reinhard Kleiner. To shades Onion I address my song, where dreams the noblest of the poet throng, and makes my fondest Yuletide wishes known in couplets he would be ashamed to own. To Everett McNeil. May Gallic shades thy Yuletide bless, and all their pleasing lore express, of wilderness and stream Tonty successful bids thee raise, for bold Champlain thy poise and praise, and revel in the theme. To W. Paul Cook. May Yule to thee all blessings swift impart, artist and patron of each soaring art. Long live thy house, and may the future know a thaw as nucleus of the muses' glow. Let foremost stand for ornament and use thy tasteful volumes and thy bright recluse. To Arthur Leeds. May Yuletide such beneficence invents, that thou may walk as gay, Joyce, as Pilsen's prince. Let wealth come fast, and sweet content still faster, till thou art as placid as a burgomaster. To James F. Morton. From mine celestial Santa digs a gem, to deck your proud museum's diadem, a common stone yet worthy of a place in some dark alcove our inferior case. 'Tis Christmas cheer swelled livelier and greater by him who bears it to a sage curator. To George Kirk. Since Chelsea is old Santa's very home, I'll trust he'll call before he starts to roam, and find in Kirk a worthy youth to crown with all the fame that more of old laid down. To C.W. Smith. Enclosed you'll find, if nothing flies astray, cheer for a bright New England Christmas day. Yet will that cheer redound no less to me, for where these greetings go my heart shall be. To Reinhard Kleiner. A wreath to thee, whose double art can play the bard's and draughtsman's part, and give to what thy visions trace a setting worth of their grace. The monkish scribe, beat by the hand, shares envy with the poet's band, nor will the impartial judge allow that any do as well as thou. Thus humbled, let us all draw near to wish our victor Christmas cheer. To Edward L. Sechrist. May Polynesian skies thy Yuletide bless, and primal entities called gods impart thee happiness. Zimbabwe's wonders hint mysterious themes, and ne'er a Dybbuk lure to mar thy dreams. To Jonathan E. Hoag, Samuel Loveland, and Eugene B. Kunst. Son of the Muse, may Yuletide bear 1,000 joys to crown thy worth, whilst fame supplies her curule chair, to seat thee with the great of earth, sweet as the music of the lyre, be all the coming year shall bring, and with thine own Ionian fire, may life to thee a beauty sing. To John Russell. To old Britannia's storied strand may Yuletide greetings glide, as with a warm extended hand I brush the seas aside. To Albert A. Sandusky. Run out of slang and far from fresh supplies, I pen this feeble message to the wise. Forgive the style and grasp the good intent, for never was Christmas cheer more truly meant. To Samuel Loveman, Victor E. Bacon, and Eugene B. Kunst. From Georgian byways, snowy, quaint, and steep, to Hellas' temple poised above the deep, these Yuletide wishes fly and bid you hold abundant revels filled with joys of old. To Edith Minitor, from distant churchyards, hear a Yuletide groan as ghoulish Goodguile heaves his heaps of bone. Each ancient slab the festive holly wears, and all the worms disclaim their earthly cares. Mayest thou, neath sprightlier skies, no less rejoice, and hail the season with exulting voice. Frank Belknap Long. As every year the Farmer's Almanac tells us that Christmas once again is back, our thoughts ancestral turn to former days, and old dreams flicker o'er the faggot's blaze. Take then this token by patriarch penned, who would to youth antient lore commend, nor scorn that art which elder souls admire, flung whitely heavenward in Georgian spire. Faggot isn't a bundle of sticks. To Annie Tillery Renshaw and Wilford B. Tallman, each column by Potomac clear, may Christmas wreaths entwine, and may of all the seasons cheer a goodly share be thine. To Reinhard Kleiner, the simple rustic here essays to fan your urban Yuletide blaze, and tincture with his clumsy bit sophistication's polished wit. To Edgar J. Davis, may Santa bring to Harvard's bright sun a pickle for a very knowing one, while Father Charles and reed-crowned Merrimack unite to swell the praise his generous pack. To James F. Morton, whilst cheaper souls ecstatic bark and stop effusive o'er each page, to milder purrs I bid thee hark, as feline Theobald greets a sage, when by the happy Yuletide fire there soars the Ave and Te Deum. May Jersey's choicest cats conspire to fix their muse in thy museum. To Alfred Galpin, Victor E. Bacon, and Wilford B. Tallman, may good Saint Nick, unawed by lights Parisian, bring thee rich blessings in his annual mission. Long by thy chimney rest his ponderous pack, and leave with lessened weight upon his back. To Charles A. Parker, let Cliftondale the Yuletide croakings bark, as the dull raven greets the sprightly lark. To Morris W. Moe, may Yuletide powers thy worth reward, and give thee happiness unmarred. Attending angels guard thy path, and shield thee from celestial wrath. Call Bible to me clearly, Christmas wreath entwine me, all the seasons share of and share me thine. Summer even shall love me done. To Edward L. Sechrist, from Georgian spires to southern seas, a wealth of blessing showers, abounding honey to thy bees, and peace to all thy hours. To W. Paul Cook, may Athol as of yore be merry, with bright rejoicings culinary, and may no Christmas joy of old be vagrant from the hearthside fold. To George Kirk, where Chelsea's clustered steeplets climb, and peaceful hearths at Christmas glow, let simple age direct a rhyme to sing the praise long ago. With wholesome boons may all be blessed, who bid with happy within thy happy door, Charlie, small Oscar, and the rest, and thou whose art can highest soar. To Wilfred B. Tallman, colonial greetings, though I sorrow much that I can't send them fluently in Dutch. Even the house this modest card commands savors but little of New Netherlands, but spite of that, believe the wish is good, and that I'd curve the roofline if I could, whilst genealogy assures you true that old Saint Nick is Holland through and through. Tebret McNeil, with happy heart let Theobald pitch in to sing thy rescue from hell's kitchen. So late himself from slums escaped, his joy with genuine warmth is shaped, each with, like words, the season greets the 49th and Clinton streets. To Alfred Galpin, let simple age melodic youth address, and wish a Mastro Yuletide happiness. From Georgian hills the cordial message flies, to sing old days beneath the western skies. To Edith Mentor, hark from the nighted crypt a Georgian song of one restored to where he does belong. Encircling ghouls the demon chorus swell, and cordial ululations wish thee well. To Sonia H. Green, once more the ancient feast returns, and the bright hearth domestic burns in Yuletide's added blaze. So too may all your joys increase midst floods of memory, love, and peace, and dreams of halcyon days. To C.W. Smith, restored to ancient scenes where I belong, returning gladness fills my song, and doubly glad I am when I address tryout rejoicing in like happiness. To Jonathan E. Huog, may Christmas gladness, nimble, warm, and witty, descend abundant on old Whipple City, and bring a special blessing and reward for Scriba first as citizen and bard. To Albert A. Sandusky, hear the old stuff without much pep, as measured by your zippy rep, but warm and cordial like clear through, and best a simple goof can do. To Lennon B. Clark, restored to ancient scenes where I belong, returning gladness fills my annual song, and these fond wishes, bright with Yuletide's glow, take pleasure that they have not far to go. Tanny E.P. Gumwell, as from the steeple, Georgian white and fair, the bells of Christmas cheer the ancient air. These greetings flow, where in the past essays, with warm regard to your fan your Yuletide blaze. To Albert A. Sandusky, well, kid, I got to leave it skip, that I have kind of lost my grip in shooting mech spot since McGass got switched so fur from Cambridge, Mass. Pedalless hope for that old dock time, touched by this void fade out rhyme, will someday patch the busted chain and tune the outfit up again. Tallis M. Hamlet, as gay in Zana with her light, dispels the stars of Christmas night, and happy entities called gods intone and hymn, from blessed Sardathrion to the rim. To Tat Edith Minotaur's cat, Tom Gray, 'tis no elegiac strain I sound in Yuletide gratulation, for sure I hope it is still is plain your state is one of animation, as far as from my Navanglian Leah I meditate in many a boneyard. The grey slabs turn my thoughts to thee, yet purring gravely in thine own yard. To an unknown, accept, skilled bard, a Yuletide line from one whose gifts are less than thine. If wanting in the words be aught, pray deem it present in the thought. To Edith Minitor, Saturnalian cheer again at hand, with greens and holly on each door. The tireless rhymer, smug and bland, begins anew the annual bore. Not his to vaunt a poet's bays, whose bays may only reach the moon. So trite and callous in my ways, I jazz once more the hack-eyed tune. To another unknown. As you neath tropic skies enjoy the favoring sun's most genial rays, and can your golden hours employ in gentle summer's blissful ways, take the good wishes of an Arctic friend, the only kind of warmth our clime can lend. To Charles A. Parker, may that fleet lark, whose late ambitious flight cheered my dull hours and made my cottage bright, soar past such realms as these, and from the blue draw down the grave Cloriant's some reward for you. To Phyllis, Frank Belknap Long's cat. Little tiger burning bright, with a subtle, lakish light, tell what visions have their home in those eyes of flame and chrome. Children vex thee, thoughtless gay, holding when thou wouldst away. What dark lore is that which thou, spitting mixed within thine meow? Beyond tradition, where are we now? We realize that usurpation has been claimed, but this is not to what we bow.